In the vast, silent map of human knowledge there are still blank spaces, territories marked "Here be dragons." We build instruments to see farther, to listen closer, and to measure the unseen. Yet there are some places where our tools fall silent, and the only data we can collect is the chilling testimony of those who were there. These are locations where the veil between what we know and what we fear is impossibly thin. Places that have been scrutinized, analyzed, and yet remain defiant against reason. Today we journey into 5 such anomalies. 5 haunted places science can't debunk. Number 5, the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. It isn't just a building, it's a sprawling architectural paradox. Commissioned in the late 19th century by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, the mansion was under continuous construction for 38 years until her death. The work never stopped, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The result is a labyrinth of 160 rooms, filled with doors that open to solid walls, staircases that lead to ceilings, and windows that look into other rooms. Sarah believed she was haunted by the spirits of those killed by her family's rifles, and that constant building would confuse them. But modern analysis suggests something more. Investigators have documented inexplicable cold spots, disembodied footsteps recorded on sensitive audio equipment, and doors that slam shut on their own, even when secured. Despite countless attempts to explain these events as drafts or the house settling, the phenomena persist with an unnerving consistency, almost as if the house itself is a living, breathing entity. An unsolvable puzzle made of wood and nails. Number 4, the island of Poveglia, Italy. Nestled in the Venetian lagoon, this small island has a history soaked in suffering. It began as a quarantine station during the bubonic plague, where tens of thousands were sent to die, their bodies burned in giant pits. In the 1920s, a mental hospital was built on the same soil. Legend says a doctor performed cruel experiments on patients before allegedly being driven mad by the island's ghosts, eventually jumping from the bell tower. While the story of the doctor is hard to verify, the evidence of its haunting is not. Fishermen refuse to cast nets near the island, fearing they will pull up human bones. Paranormal investigators who have gained rare access report overwhelming feelings of dread, and their equipment captures clear electronic voice phenomena, whispers, and screams in Italian. Soil analysis confirms the ground is composed of up to 50% human ash. Science can explain the ash, but it cannot explain the intelligent, responsive voices that call out from the island's dark heart. Number 3, the ancient Ram Inn, England. Built in the 12th century on what is claimed to be a pagan burial ground, this inn is considered one of the most paranormally active locations in Britain. The stories are not just of gentle spectres, but of something far more menacing. Guests and owners have reported being physically assaulted by unseen forces, dragged from their beds, and hearing guttural, non-human sounds. The current owner has a collection of artifacts found within the walls, including skeletal remains of children and ceremonial daggers. While skeptics point to the building's age and suggestibility, they struggle to explain the verifiable physical evidence. Objects levitate and are thrown with force in full view of witnesses and cameras. Extreme temperature drops measured by thermal imaging occur in seconds. Historians confirm the pagan connection, and geologists have noted unusual magnetic and energy readings on the site. The ancient Ram Inn isn't just old, it feels occupied. Number 2, the Lawang Sewu building in Semarang, Indonesia. Its name translates to 1,000 doors, a fitting title for this colossal Dutch colonial-era building. Originally the headquarters of the Dutch East Indies Railway Company, its basement was later used as a prison and execution site by Japanese forces during World War II. Since then, it has become a focal point of supernatural activity, so intense it is a national landmark of fear. Visitors and security guards regularly report encounters with a host of entities, most famously the spectre of a Dutch woman and several headless spirits. But what truly defies explanation is the kuntilanak, a vampiric female ghost from Indonesian folklore who is frequently sighted and captured in photographs and videos. Infrared cameras have repeatedly filmed humanoid shapes moving through hallways, and parabolic microphones have picked up audible wails in empty rooms. Scientists have tried to dismiss these as tricks of light or wind, but the sheer volume and clarity of the evidence leave them without a conclusive answer. Number 1. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, Ural Mountains, Russia. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers died under circumstances that remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Their tent was found sliced open from the inside. The hikers, some of whom were barefoot and only partially clothed despite the sub-zero temperatures, had fled into the woods. 6 died of hypothermia. But the other 3 presented a horrifying puzzle. 1 had a fractured skull, 2 had major chest fractures, yet their bodies showed no external signs of trauma. 1 victim was missing her tongue. Most bizarrely, some of their clothing was found to contain significant levels of radiation. Theories have ranged from an avalanche to a secret military weapons test, but none fit all the facts. An avalanche wouldn't explain the radiation or the selective internal injuries. No evidence of an explosion was ever found. Official investigators at the time closed the case, stating only that the hikers died from a compelling natural force. A force that remains unnamed, unseen, and utterly terrifying. A force that, to this day, science cannot identify. Our world is governed by laws of physics, chemistry, and biology. We find comfort in their predictability. But these places serve as a stark reminder that our map of reality may still be incomplete. They are anomalies, glitches in the system, where the rules we hold so dear seem to bend or break entirely. The echoes of the past do not always fade. Sometimes they linger in the shadows, waiting for us to listen. The truth doesn't disappear, it simply hides in plain sight. If you seek to understand more of the world's hidden mysteries, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching.